I'm Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show, and today on Blockchain Interviews we have Ryan Horn and Rennie Achkar from Crypto Index. Gentlemen, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time.
Cheers, Ashton. Thanks for having us today. It's a pleasure to be here. I'll just give you a quick introduction. I'm the CMO at Crypto Index. Been looking forward to having this show with you, so yeah, we can jump straight into it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I've been really interested in the further tokenization of securities, stock market into Web3, and the indexing and of different crypto assets as well. Because a lot of people in the stock market, they're just like, they don't want to spend 12 hours a day looking at individual stocks. They're like, just throw it into the S&P 500 index and I'll get my 5%. And of course, the returns have been higher on the crypto side, but there hasn't really been that index for crypto. And there are a lot of different categories that have matured in crypto, plus the top 10, Bitcoin, layer ones, all these different things that could be indexes. And I feel like we need some kind of indexes to be able to invest into more passively to help Web3 and crypto mature. So I'm interested to hear what Crypto Index has been doing on this front. Rennie, if you could talk a little bit about Crypto Index and what the team has built, then we could dive into all those details.
Yeah, of course. So going back to what you just said about traditional finance and the S&P 500, Crypto Index is basically, think of the S&P 500 for crypto. Just the difference is it has thousands of token options and there's the user-driven DAO structure. It basically allows anyone, whether it's, if you're from a retail background or institutions to basically create and invest in baskets of cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm. That's very cool. So if you go to an indexing platform like this, what do you see? Do you see like, if you want to invest in DeFi, or if you just want to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the top ones, you want to play it more safe, are there limits or options on the baskets that you can create for digital asset indexes?
Yeah, so for us, there's going to be different categories. We're working and talking to numerous different KOLs, influencers, traders who've had a successful track record. You can choose from, low risk, high risk, DeFi, DePIN, RWA. So it's a lot more, you could say customizable than traditional finance and indexes and TradFi. But yeah, crypto in general, your imagination's as they say, the ceiling. So we're still working on product and a lot of product features. There's going to be constant new updates and rollouts. But yeah, to answer your question directly, there is different options in terms of what indexes there are.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the narratives shift and new narratives or industries are created altogether. More recently, I've seen a lot around Bitcoin, DeFi, or Bitcoin ecosystem expanding, as well as AI and AI agents and other physical infrastructure networks where AI and robotics are coming in. So when you create indexes on Crypto Index, is there just a list of indexes that you can search through, or is it like a decentralized community where I can go and create an index of the AI coins that I like and other people can actually invest in that?
Yeah, so really, realistically, anyone can propose or create an index. It's not just, certain individuals or teams. Reason for this is obviously everybody, well, not everybody, many people have their own existing communities. And, this is why we believe this will be popular amongst big influencers, VC, big funds. They'll create their own indexes too, whether it's through their portfolios or other means. Anybody can basically create this and grow their own index.
Mm-hmm. So Ryan, when you see all of these different indexes on the platform, of course, with blockchain, you want transparency and sort of understanding the numbers and seeing everything on chain. So what do you see when you see an industry index, for example? Can you see the returns of that previously? And is there a risk level associated to different indexes?
Absolutely, Ashton. And can I just say thanks for having me. I've been really looking forward to this interview and shooting content with you. My name's Ryan Horn, ex-Binance C-suite. Been working in crypto since 2018. Can't believe how much the space has moved. Adoption, security, access, size of the community. So when I joined the crypto index project, I was really taken by the security, the technology, the investment, and the leadership team that's bringing this product to the forefront. So when you ask me about access to tokens and access to features, I very much envisage our MVP is going to give, whether you're a retail, whether you're a community or an institutional investor, multifaceted options on different token indexes. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of variables and hundreds of thousands of ways of accessing the platform, but ultimately the best products are going to shine through on the platform. So I think you're going to see power indexes versus community indexes play out on the platform, which I think is going to be one of our USP edges. So, you know, someone can create an index with a tiny community, and a power broker or a whale can create a giant index. And I think that's where this is going to be. It's going to be fun, safe, and profitable for all sorts of investors. It's a really exciting space we're moving into, and I really do think we're going to very much be one of the leaders in this genre.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's very cool. I almost feel like being able to create different indexes, it's almost like you're creating your portfolio of what you think is going to do well, and then people can see that, and it makes it easier if you see major KOLs or, you know, people with millions and millions of dollars have created an index, and this is the coins they think will do well. You can have trust in the index in that, like, okay, you know, there's people that have curated this. I'm not just going through a list of 100,000 tokens trying to search for something good. That's where I feel like the communities in Web3, you know, people sort of rely on others that have been in the space for more than a few years of how to learn and figure out what's good. And I feel like indexes is a great solution to getting people a little bit more familiar with what could be good versus what's not good.
Yeah, and also don't forget, you know, our audience, our community, and our target also, you know, very much we see Web3 being our primary target in terms of user base, but also we believe our platform is going to open up Web2 traders who are very used to working in conditions out of Wall Street or London Stock Exchange or the Asian markets, that are very comfortable working around the S&P 500 and indexes. So I think we're going to access a new user base that's going to find the way we do it on our marketplace and the way we do it on our exchange and the wallet technology we use and the lightning fast transactions. I think people are going to get a very different trading experience. So we're going to match the old and the new with the old, which again, I think is one of the key drivers of what we're building going forward.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And I feel like the infancy of crypto wallets and exchanges, it's sort of hard for Web 2 and traditional investors to just transition to Web 3 without learning some new things. And I feel like we need indexes to make it more similar experience to what you see in the S&P. And even if people aren't, you know, there's so many passive investors that if they're not doing that much research, if people, because so many people there's so many investors and so much capital in traditional finance, and they know about Bitcoin, they've seen the returns, but then to look at other projects and other coins, which also have multi-billion-dollar market caps and they're huge corporations, but it's just too much work to try and learn all of this different stuff when you could be investing in an index for digital assets, but that technology just really hasn't matured yet.
And this is, I love what you just said then, because our brand and our name and our .com is really strong, cryptoindex.com. It is really clear what we're doing. And we are very much going to become the NASDAQ of crypto. So if you look at the narrative, you look at our existing marketing and where we're going on the roadmap, the key to me is now education, simplicity, trust, and inviting all of our stakeholders and all of our community to come in and adopt the platform we're building. When I was at Binance, everything was about education. Everything was about the academy. Everything was about simplicity, enabling people to onboard a platform and benefit in a safe way of being on a very, very safe, durable platform.
Yeah, no, of course, safety and security first, especially when you're used to traditional finance and having brokers hold things for you, and then you move into these indexes. I'm guessing there's more responsibility in the index of holding the index token or holding the assets inside there yourself. Is there a focus on education and security to ensure that transition from traditional finance to ensure people are keeping the assets that they're now investing in safe?
Crypto Index is born out of an established ecosystem of very seasoned founders and very seasoned professionals who all come from a fintech background. So what Crypto Index is doing is merging the best in class in fintech, the best in class in blockchain, and the best in class in crypto adoption. Throughout what we do, it's built on the most secure platforms in the world. If Crypto Index is going to be a success, it 100% needs to be safe and secure for our user base. Whether someone is trading with $2 or $200,000 on our index, it needs security is number one prime objective.
Yeah, no, that's great. And what you said there about $2 versus 200,000, I think that's one of the main differences between the traditional finance and something like Crypto Index, where if you only have $2, or if you're in a country that doesn't have access to the U.S. financial system, and a broker's not going to take you seriously or try to manage your index fund if you only have a few dollars. But I'm guessing that these digital asset indexes, there aren't those limitations. Maybe there's a minimum, but I'm sure it's much smaller than calling your broker and telling to manage your S&P index. So are there any limitations on that?
It'd be too early today to talk about limitations, but we are building an open platform to meet consumer demands, and we will be revealing more as we reveal more in the year on our roadmap. The essential pillars of Crypto Index, where we are heading into Q2 2025, is number one, it's going to be a platform to enable people to create life-changing monetizing opportunities. Number two, as we've already discussed, Rennie and the marketing team are building an unbelievable brand of marketing safety, marketing security, and marketing appeal. And thirdly, the product has got to be community friendly. So whether you're coming from a Web 2 background or you're already in crypto Web 3, you've got to want to keep coming back to this every day. You've almost got to wake up to it. You've almost got to want to do it on your lunch break. You've almost got to become a professional trader. So if we can get monetization, brand enhancement, and community engagement working in that triangle, then this is Crypto Index. This is the future.
Yeah, no, I love that dedication, Ryan, and I agree. You have to be coming back to it daily. It's like something as important as CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. People go there, they want to check the price every day, especially when your hard-earned dollars are in there and you see it going up. Especially, you get really excited to be something.
I can very much see there being giant communities in Discord and Telegram, basically running their own Crypto Index channels. I think you're going to see giant communities want to come and interact, want to come and trade, want to come and become members on Crypto Index. But ultimately, the community is going to drive the platform forward because they're building the indexes, they're building the content, they're building the playbooks, they're building the plans. What we're doing is providing them with a safe platform to monetize, to do really good things, to make positive changes, but ultimately do it in a safe and secure environment.
Yeah, thank you. And Rennie, you mentioned at the beginning about the MVP as the current status of the platform. Can you talk about where exactly it's at right now and what's possible to do?
I mean, yeah, so we've recently, the fair launch is officially over now. We raised over 1.7 million soft cap. So that's obviously a huge milestone for us. Team's fully focused on preparing for TGE, which is happening Q2 this year. So there's been a lot of prep going into that. Obviously, the team in general comes from, everyone comes from a big crypto or traditional tech, TradFi background. In terms of product, yeah, I think, as Ryan mentioned about sort of milestones and where we're heading, we're making announcements as we go. We're very community focused. I think with a product like what we have with cryptoindex.com, community comes first. It's a big opportunity for everyday traders, investors to come in, build their own indexes, and also bring on their community. So yeah, we're very excited to see where it goes.
Awesome. Looking forward to the next steps. And you mentioned there a few times, community first. Where is the best place to join the community and to also follow along with these updates so that as the MVP develops into the next stages, into the full production, people can be early, they can start curating the indexes on day one?
Yeah, of course. I think Twitter, obviously, in this industry, Twitter comes first. So we're using, across social media, Twitter is probably our primary platform. And then, we're expecting to see a lot of the indexes have their own community. So as I mentioned, there's going to be sort of a DAO structure and a big focus. We're going to be working closely with all the KOLs and influencers and funds that will be using our platform to create their indexes.
And in terms of the underlying technology for the protocol and also for the index token, can you talk a little bit about the technology, why it's the best, and how the token creates a strong ecosystem for crypto index?
Yeah, I think Rennie mentioned earlier on that we're soon to be announcing our TGE. This is all underpinned by the crypto index protocol. So we're building our own protocol on our own blockchain, and essentially we're launching an index token that appeals to three different audience sectors. Number one for the index creators, number two for the index buyers, and number three for the liquidity providers. Each of them are going to be very familiar, very aware of the benefits of adopting and using the index token, but ultimately it's underpinned by our own strong protocol and our own safe, secure platform. By far and away, I think we're going to be the leading ecosystem when it comes to providing the token at the right time this year, in tune with our roadmap, and basically adopting and being aware of market conditions at the same time. Our experienced leadership knows the right time to be TGing, the right time to be making product available. So I see a very exciting couple of months coming up, and I see a very buoyant summer for crypto index. We are super hyped, super positive, and looking forward to building the community and providing an amazing product.
That's awesome, Ryan. And I agree. There's been so much bullishness from the Trump administration. But of course, the crypto markets were so hyped leading into that. I think it was just unsustainable. There needed to be a little bit of profit taking from the big whales. But every time I've seen in the previous cycles where there's these little consolidation periods between the bull runs, it's usually 3 to 4 months, and we're getting to about that time frame. I think in the next month or two, as we lead into the summer, we're going to have more momentum. And now that the Bitcoin ETFs have been around for over a year, the administration is bringing out pro legislation in America, at least. More institutions and traditional investors are waking up to the fact that they need to get involved before it's too late and they miss the train. So I'm looking forward to the next few months as well. And we'll be following along with the crypto index timeline to see timing the launch when everyone's interested. So I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Well, let's make sure we do this again in a couple of months. We're going to be on the train. We're going to be further down the track. And we're going to have a successful TGE. So we look forward to seeing you in the next round, Ashton. Thanks.
Sounds great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more indexes in crypto. I feel like it's going to help bring traditional finance in. I feel like a lot of people want to invest passively, and they also want to see what the influencers or what the big money is investing into and make it a little bit easier to follow along, especially because there's just so many digital assets now compared to the previous cycles. I'm looking for some kind of guidance. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Wishing you and the team all the best on the next part of the launch. I appreciate the insights into indexes and where we're at with everything. and I would love to follow up in the near future.
Cheers, Ashton. Thanks. Also, one thing just to mention on the community side, outside of Twitter, it would be great to see new members on our Telegram and Discord. That's where it's a lot more community focused. Obviously, Twitter remains the main platform, but that's more so for announcements and keeping existing community as well as the new community in the loop of what we're doing and building.
Definitely. Sounds great. I'll leave a link to all the socials in the show notes below. Wishing you and the Crypto Index team all the best, and see you guys next time.
Thanks for having us, Ashton. Really appreciate it.